The 888poker PGA EuroPro Tour continues its Scottish swing this week, taking a wee trip north from Ayrshire to Renfrewshire for event number 11, the Marhall.com Scottish Classic. Hello and welcome to the magnificent Marhall west of Glasgow, where the EuroPro Tour takes centre stage for the first time at this spectacular venue. 150 pros have made the 30-mile trip from Rowan, where Stuart Manley leapt to the top of the Order of Merit, winning the Eagle Orchid Scottish Masters. The Welshman shot a final round 68 to win by one from Ireland's Michael McGeady and fellow countryman Oliver Farr. Manley leads the money list by nearly £9,000, having secured that vital victory along with two runner-up spots and a number of top 10 finishes. First of all, congratulations on your first EuroPro Tour win. How did that feel?
Oh, it felt great, to be honest. Been up there a few times this year, and to finally get it done, it's a big relief. You know, it's good. How
big a moment is that for your career?
I think it's really big, actually. You know, it gets me, I think, pretty much on the Challenge Tour next year, which is a relief, and hopefully I can go one better at the school and get my European Tour card back. So there's a little bit of pressure off, you know. And
after coming close so many times, like you say, it must have been quite frustrating in the past, and to finally get this win under your belt as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I've been in the last group quite a few times, and it was weighing on my mind a little bit, you know, to be honest. And the week before, even in the Challenge Tour event, I was last group again after 3 rounds, and it didn't go so well for me, and to come here straight away, then win, was great, like, to be honest.
You're a new face to this tour. How have you found it this season?
I found it good, to be honest. I don't know many of the guys, but they're a friendly bunch. The courses we've played have been great all year. And it just gives me a stepping stone. It gives me a chance to get back to where I want to get. So yeah, it's been great for me.
And how did you find your amateur career?
My amateur career, that was pretty good. You know, won the Welsh Order of Merit a couple of times, won the Welsh Amateur, won Welsh events, did well in British events, then played Water Cup. So that was a good grounding, really. Went to America before that on a golf scholarship. So yeah, my amateur career was good.
And how did you first get involved in golf? What made you decide to take it up?
My dad was a member at the local golf club, so I went up there when I was about 9 or 10 with him.
To the driving range?
No, there's no driving range there, but we just literally went to the golf course, kind of turned up, played a few holes, loved it, you know, and it went from there, really.
And did your dad sort of look at you and go, oh, he's got a bit of a talent?
I'm not too sure. I think he probably saw my enthusiasm for it. You know, I absolutely loved it and couldn't get enough of it. So from there, I just, worked hard and, improved.
And how have you found the courses you've been playing this season as well in the EuroPro Tour?
Well, they've been really good, to be fair. The conditions have been great. At every event, they've been very well run. The crowds have been great. I've really enjoyed it, to be honest, because last season I wasn't in contention very much at all on the European Tour, and this year to be in contention, have some decent crowds, it's been brilliant, yeah.
We'll hear more from Stuart later on the show, as this week at Marhall he looks for more success on Scottish soil in a bid to become the first multiple winner this season, with back-to-back wins on yet another new addition to the EuroPro calendar. The Earl of Mar golf course lies within a 240-acre woodland estate on the south bank of the River Clyde in the shadow of the Erskine Bridge, boasting wonderful views of the Kilpatrick Hills and surrounding scenery. Marhall itself also provides an imposing and historic backdrop. The Earl of Mar is the oldest title in Britain, and it is believed that both Mary Queen of Scots and Robert the Bruce once visited the Mar estate.
Well, the history of Marhall is a very long and illustrious one. It used to be formerly known as the Erskine House or Mansion. Building here commenced in 1838, and a lot of the stonework here in the Marhall building was sourced from quarries which actually found on the estate, and all the woodwork, the oak that you find in the glorious Grand Hall, was specially imported from Canada. It was first designed by a gentleman that went by the name of Sir Robert Smirke, who also actually designed the British Museum down in London, and it was commissioned on behalf of Lord Blantyre. And the building, as you see it, retains a lot of its original features. It was designed to be his home because he was a very big military man, but unfortunately he was overseas in Brussels and came to his untimely ends before the actual building was finished. Basically, it was used as a home for various earls, and during the war it was actually used as part of the Erskine Hospital for the recuperation of soldiers who come back from the war. For the latter part of the 20th century, unfortunately, the house itself fell into quite bad disrepair, and in 2004 approximately £15 million was spent on the building to restore it back to its former glory as you see today. It's one of Scotland's most prestige hotels. It's an absolutely wonderful setting here in Erskine, just near the Erskine Bridge, sitting on the banks of the River Clyde. It's a very exclusive 5-star luxury golf and spa resort, and it's one of probably the most visited places, especially being as accessible to Glasgow as it is.
In contrast to the mansion and its estate, the Championship Earl of Mar course is just 2 years old. It was designed by respected golf architect Dave Thomas, whose Scottish portfolio includes the Roxburgh, Cardrona, Spey Valley and Newmarket. His work's also evident further afield at the famous Belfry in England and San Roque and La Manga in Spain. The Thomas-designed Parkland course is just over 6,500 yards off the Championship tees, with generous fairways and large contoured USPGA greens. The 59 bunkers are well placed, as are a number of mature trees that feature in the design, ensuring that strategy is key to a low score on the Earl of Mar course.
The Earl of Mar golf course is a par 70 championship golf course measuring 6,507 yards. We are very fortunate in the fact that our golf course is built on a raised shingle beach, so we have fantastic drainage on here. We have fairly similar drainage to that of a links golf course, albeit that we are a parkland course, so the condition of the golf course is fantastic. We have only been open for 2 years. The greens are its main features. Although the yardage is very short, the greens are big sloping greens, so it should prove a real test for the golfers this week. If the wind picks up this week, it'll be a little bit tricky. Because of the large undulating greens, the club selection is very important. So if the wind picks up a little bit, it'll really test their shot making skills, very much so. The key to doing well around the golf course is certainly your approach shots in. If these guys can hit the fairway, they really got to be spot on with their approach shots. They can put the pins in some really tricky positions, and certainly if they don't get their approach shots right and they hit the wrong side of the bankings, they can be left with some really long sloping putts that, so there'll be a few 3-putts out there, I'm sure, this week.
With just 4 events to go until the season-ending Tour Championship, the pressure to perform is building. Only the top 60 qualify for the season finale, whilst those who can find a win will see them move a step closer to finishing in the top 5 of the Order of Merit. Whether you're 5th or 50th, every golfer has it all to play for once again, as it promises to be another dramatic end to the 888poker PGA EuroPro Tour season. Here are the names and faces competing for honours after the opening 2 rounds of the Marhall.com Scottish Classic.
The EuroPro's latest winner, Stuart Manley, is on course for yet another top 10 finish. Rounds of 67 and 69 put him in a tie for 9th, and on his form this season you'd be mad to bet against him. Earlier this season, Manley finished runner-up to this man, Martin Le Mesurier, when he claimed victory at Lingfield Park. 2 rounds of 67 leave this consistent performer at 6 under, just 2 shots back. Michael McGeady is finding some consistency at a crucial time. Runner-up at Roallen last week, the Irishman will be hoping to go one better. Rounds of 68 and 66 put him in that pack of 6 under. Another player to hit a rich vein of form is Rob Harris, having finished inside the top 20 in 5 of the last 6 events. Consistency over all 3 rounds and that invaluable win could just be round the corner. Darren Lloyd is another player who's having an up-and-down season. That includes 3 missed cuts and 3 top 10 finishes. At 6 under, though, the talented South African is challenging for honours again. Can he make it count? 1 shot better off is Wallace Booth. After missing out on his first EuroPro win in a playoff at Conqueror Wood, the Scotsman is vying for another title, this time on home soil after solid rounds of 68 and 65. And Daniel Wardrop celebrated his birthday on day 1 by shooting 2 rounds of 66 to lead by 1. Consistency has eluded the birthday boy this season, but he'll be hoping that on this form the celebrations aren't over yet. So 2 rounds down in the Marhall.com Scottish Classic and 1 to go, and confirmation that Wardrop leads by 1 from a group of players hungry for their first win or eager to add to their win list. Either way, Wardrop has his work cut out. Time then to hear from the leaders.
Yeah, pretty solid. I've kind of, the last few weeks I've been in contention. I think 4 of the last 5 I've finished top 15, so kind of been up there, but just not really finished it off. So hopefully, just try and take advantage of my opportunity today, really.
There's a couple of par 5s.
and then a few shorter par 4s. But I think on those par 4s, if you can position your ball off the tee, leave yourself, you'll obviously have a wedge shot in, but if you can get the angle right from the fairway, I think that gives you a chance. But just to try and put it inside the 10 feet range and just keep giving yourself a chance on those holes.
You have a lot of wedge shots, so if your wedge game's good, then you give yourself a chance of birdies, and it's just basically kind of just being smart off the tee and being aggressive when you can be, and then obviously at the same time be sensible as well and throttle back if you need to on some holes, because there's a few risk-reward holes. So just trying to plot my way around, and then hopefully my wedge game will be good today.
I think on the back nine there's quite a few chances around sort of 14, 15. Obviously the first is a good chance, and then obviously 18 as well is not too tough a hole. You're going in with sort of a mid-iron in there, so there's a hell of a lot of birdie chances. I think that the toughest holes on the course are probably 5 and 6, quite a good two stretch there, and they need good shots.
So perfect conditions here in Scotland. The Marhall.com Scottish Classic continues after the break. Welcome back to Marhall Golf and Spa Resort on the banks of the River Clyde for the 11th event on the 888 Poker PGA EuroPro Tour schedule. Well, the par 5 first, providing an immediate opportunity for birdie, which some players duly took. James Skate 5 under with opening rounds of 67 and 68, keeping the momentum going at the first with a well-played bunker shot and a 4-foot birdie putt to go to 6 under. Martin Le Mesurier, winner at Lingfield Park earlier in the season and lying 4th on the order of merit. And it's easy to see why. Playing alongside Le Mesurier is another experienced pro, Michael McGeady. The Irishman was unlucky not to force a playoff last time at Roallan Castle, and is continuing his recent good form as he moves to 7 under. And Le Mesurier has a wonderful short game, always providing birdie chances. He joins his playing partner at 7 under, one of the groups to watch. Darren Lloyd is another player who's knocking on the door for a win. The young South African unlucky not to convert this putt for birdie at the first. He remains at 6 under. And in the same pairing, Rob Harris was also unfortunate to clip the hole for birdie. But like Lloyd, once again, he's in contention for the title. So that's how things were shaping up early doors, and I'm delighted to say, joining me in the commentary box, John Morgan, former US and European Tour player. And John, once again we've got a wide open scenario in the final day on a course that's asking a few questions.
Definitely. I mean, the conditions couldn't be any better out there. As we've seen the scores earlier, it's fantastic play going on, and I'm sure we're in for a treat.
All the way there in the rough stuff. Our leader at 8 under, Daniel Wardrop, his 3rd shot at the first, and the first really is a birdie opportunity. It's a good way to get your round off to a positive start, and he's just had to chop that one back into play. So Skade in the shadow of the fabulous Erskine Bridge, an imposing structure. Very, very nice read at the second. Moves himself to 7 under, and that's a super start. 2 birdies in 2 holes, John.
That helps. I mean, the second hole, as we can see, is 213 yards. Absolute beast of a hole. Get a birdie there. That's one up on the field straight away.
Now this man with 4 arms like Popeye should be able to get out of trouble. Wallace Booth.
Yeah, very good.
What a terrific season he's had, and up here in Scotland, basically a local boy, and will fancy his chances.
Yeah, by the looks of it, this is where it's going to be won and lost, round the greens. We'll see what happens.
That's Martin Le Mesurier's tournament then, surely, if it's about the short game.
Yeah, I spoke too soon. I don't know. I hope, I'm sure he's going to keep that going. It looks like he's got the touch in his go there.
Not running very smoothly there for Wallace Booth was really unlucky earlier on in the season at Concrewood. Did well to force that playoff when he was under real pressure and, you know, looked like the winner there at Concrewood, but just had to go in and duke it out in the end, but lost out.
Well, the big man, here he is. I had a text off this man the other day saying he played well and thank you for the few comments that we give him. He's a good boy, this one. He won't be too happy with that, but he's got a good putting style and quite confident he might knock that one in.
How's that for a backdrop? Fabulous stuff as Skade lines this one up. Moved himself from 5 to 7 under at the start of this final round. Put a bit on that one, John.
Yeah, he did. A bit of whip at the bottom there. Might have a bit of spin on it. Yeah, too much spin, unfortunately. Needed that to run out a little bit on him. But coming out from a height there, you definitely get the stop on it.
Now McGeady, just get the feeling he's been trying to just shut himself away a bit from all the hustle and bustle of the tour, just trying to focus his mind on what he does best, which is playing golf. And he wants that win.
He does. That putt just faded on him a little bit, just crossed the hole, died a death, took the borrow. One of those things.
We'll drop then. Not the ideal start for him. But that's a good finish. And if you're going to have to take some medicine, make sure it tastes as good as you can make it taste. So it drops back to 7 under. Could be an interesting group, that. Wardrop with Booth.
Well, here we go. Can he keep the birdie run going? This will be just what the doctor ordered. Come on, my son. Nope. Oh, come on. Don't get carried away. That's the trick, see, you can't get too carried away at this. You know, you've had 2 birdies, you get really positive and rip one 8 feet past, and all of a sudden you got to calm yourself down again.
Oh, there's some people getting carried away on one of the old Clyde passenger ferries.
Isn't that gorgeous?
That was lovely stuff.
The double thumb grip. There's a few out there play this nowadays. Whatever works. Whatever works.
It's a beautiful sunny day here in Scotland. Really is wonderful conditions to finish a golf tournament in. Rob Harris then at 6 under. Gripping quite a way down there. That shot, and you could see what he was trying to do. It was certainly the right idea, but just didn't quite get his line.
Just that little ridge there, just checked into that ridge and just sent it off to the left. I mean, fractions out there from being a good chip.
Now Le Mesurier, by his own admittance, he can get a bit fidgety on the tee, but he's another one of these players who just keeps it nice and straight, tries to keep himself out of trouble and let that short game do the talking.
Definitely. I played with him not long ago and he played fantastic. Very, very solid player.
Always reminds me a little bit of Paul Reed in terms of his style.
Definitely. I'll agree with that one.
James Skade at 4. Very nice approach, John, on a hole that bites.
Well, this is a mean hole. It is playing the hardest on the hole by a country mile as well. So I tell you what, a par in here is an absolute, well, diamond. I mean, if you get a birdie, well, you're lightning years ahead of everyone.
Darren Lloyd made a positive move. He was a very young teenager to come across to Great Britain and try and develop his skills, and he's getting so close. He really is.
I was a little bit unlucky there. It just jumped on him. You know, 6 inches off his putter there. Just jumped up in the air a little bit. Just bobbled off a line. Shame.
Harris then to stay at 6 under. Well, he thought there was a break there. Or was that all about pace, John?
Yeah, well, I think he was just a little bit up, a little bit anxious to see where that ball was starting on, if it was on the right line. Yeah, I think he just come up at that one a little bit. Easily done. Final day, always brings a few nerves.
Yeah, good call. Until you've been there and played under this sort of pressure, you really don't know how you will react, or talk even.
OR.
There's Wallace Booth then. Well, I think because of his experiences over the last few weeks, especially that playoff at Conqueror Wood, he's certainly in with a good shout. He says he does get nervous still in those final round situations, but Daniel Wardrop, he's been there, he's done it on the EuroPro Tour. We both like the way this young man plays.
Yeah, he's a very aggressive player, but this is a very difficult hole. You know, 213 yards, absolute beast of a par 3. You know, and as we can see, there's a lot of slopes on that green.
Now Skade, how low can you go with this putting style?
Well, the way it looked earlier, looked like he was going to hole everything. Well, he's a bit disappointed with that one, but then if you think the previous hole, he did fire it about 8 feet past, and that one I think he was a little bit cautious.
Yeah, and as you said at 4, you'll take a par there. Now, once again, Le Mesurier's short game, as it has been over the last couple of days, will be tested to the max, but this man is up to the challenge, we know that.
Yeah, he's pretty solid tee to green. I'm quite surprised to see him miss quite a few. I mean, but this shows you he's got an all-round great game. He's chipping it close. Fair play, mate.
He's playing to a plan, you see, John.
He is indeed. He is indeed. Looks like he's been tangoed.
Now then, Wardrop. Looks nearly as big as the Erskine Bridge in this shot. He is a tall player.
Yeah, lanky doodle dandy, I called him. He's a big dude. He played England, you know, boys, men's, the whole lot. Good pedigree, come up through, a lot of experience.
Birthday boy just a few days ago, Wardrop.
Wonder if his head's all right. You taking some aspirins out there, maybe?
Well, he will be if he doesn't recover from the situation he's in at the moment. Nice chip from Wallace Booth.
Yeah, very good chip. Looks like he's got a little problem with his left wrist there.
Yeah, we talked about this the other week. It's more precautionary than anything, and he's worn that tape all season. Wardrop with a pretty horrible putt here for par. And that is not the way to start your final round from the lead. And he's going to see himself drop from 8 back to at least 6 under.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of work left to do. Solid as a rock.
But plenty to think about, I'm afraid, for our former leader. How quickly things can change on the final day. Mesurier, second shot with the persuader.
Well, for you guys at home, look at this swing. Look how simple that is. Just what you need. Look at that. Bit fiery, but coming out of rough. Cool. Well, there you go. I think you might get a drop from there. But no, very good.
Yeah, and interestingly, Le Mesurier playing that fourth to the left-hand side. Just about everybody else has been going down the right.
No, exactly. I mean, that is a tough hole. He's taking it over the rubbish. That is on that left-hand side and short of the green. Taking it all out of play. Very wise move.
Now then, powers of recovery once again to be tested.
I was hoping that buggy would be left there.
Yeah, that would have been Seve at his finest, but I tell you what, Seve would have been happy with that one.
Oh, what a great touch. Great hands, lots of practice needed to keep on doing this. Great flair.
I'll tell you, Martin went on to make his par as we rejoin Wallace Booth. The third, his second shot into this par 4. I do love the bridge and the river in the background.
Stunning, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. Love places like this. Gives it so much great character. And he'll be happy with that. Well, would he be happy with that? Probably not, actually. He probably thought it was a long way up there, but it's very deceiving when you're looking down at a hole. You always go one club less, and then you forget to hit it sometimes.
I'll drop then. That's a lie the pros don't mind, but well, the same can almost be said again. And after 2 days on this course, they'll both be frustrated with those shots, I think.
definitely. They've been playing some good golf. Right then, big man. Get this one on the dance floor.
Oh yes, oh yes. Beautiful shot.
Yeah, well done, big man. That was a very good shot there from McGeady.
Yeah, take a look at this young man's swing, John.
Yeah, well, the South Africans have a lot. Wow, that's a lot of lag in there. I love that. More lag, more power, everything. Very Sergio-like. I like that a lot. Very good swing.
Just like winding up a spring, isn't it? And then it uncoils, and my goodness, he's got some power.
Yeah, that is fantastic. I like that swing a lot. It's not very South African-like, actually. That's very, very Spanishy, very handsy. I mean, I like to see that. Very good indeed.
Booth then, the tenacious Scotsman, will be very upset with that one.
Yeah, you're not going to be happy with that. It was a weak putt, that was. A bit scared of that one, maybe. Not to worry, plenty of holes to go, mate.
A sort of semi-read for Wardrop, certainly on the last part of the putt.
Yeah, come on, mate. Be a little bit confident here. Get it up to the hole. Never up, never in, as they say. Yeah, well, you got a good read when it went past the hole. You'll be happy with that.
So fingers crossed for Wardrop, he won't concede anymore. Needs to get this round under control, as Le Mesurier has a birdie opportunity.
And the way he's going, I wouldn't be surprised if this dived into the hole. But how wrong am I? Ugh.
Predictions, it's a dangerous territory, predictions, John.
It is, it is. Should stop right now, but I won't.
Yeah, it's always good fun, and I hope the viewers watching this as well like to have a little guess about where things are going to go and what is going to happen during the course of the tournament. Chance for Lloyd then to go to 6 under. Oh dear me, well that just skewed off the face.
Yeah, well, he's got the Spanish swing, but has he got the Spanish putting? I tell you what, if he does, then my God, the world's his oyster. I mean, unfortunately, that looked a bit blocky and a bit, you know, tentative there down that hill. But easily done.
So Wardrop is to stay at 6 under. And in it goes. And that will hopefully just steady things up for Daniel Wardrop. Yes, that's what we like to see. Mini celebration. Take what you can at the moment, Daniel. Get this round under control. Well, let's take a look at the leaderboard at the Marhall.com Scottish Classic. And 3 men now on 7 under. James Skade, Martin Le Mesurier and Wallace Booth. But it's got that wonderful feeling of being wide open. And look at Stuart Manley from Wales on 6 under. He's in the hunt as well. More to come after the break.
I'm with Jamie Darling, the PGA Pro of this course, and I'm going to ask you some questions because it's a known characteristic, these sloping greens, and it can prove really tricky for the pros here, can't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Our golf course really is, the greens are the defence. Big greens, lots of slopes on them, so it's really important that the players get their approach shots right, or they can be left with some long, tricky, sloping putts.
So what sort of tips can you give them in reading these greens?
The reading the green's quite difficult because you've got to get the pace correct as well as the line. One of the tips I do have, to experiment a little bit, put a tee peg out there roughly where you think the breaking point is. Now the breaking point is the point where it reaches the top of its arc and it's going to move back towards the hill. We also have a slight uphill here and then downhill again, so you have to take that into consideration again. So I'm going to guesstimate here first of all, and then we'll give it a go.
I like the use of guesstimate.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, one thing I always find tricky is reading the green, so tips like this are fantastic. So you think you put the tee in there and that's how you're going to aim?
Yeah, absolutely. And when you're on the practice green, it doesn't matter if you get it wrong first. It's about learning, and so you can move the tee peg around until you find your breaking point. And if you're doing this more often in your practice, you'll soon get better at reading the putts.
Okay, show me how it's done then, Jamie.
Sure. I'll try my very best. So what I'm looking to do here is just try and hit the ball to the direction of the tee peg there. You see the tee peg is short of the hole?
Yeah.
That's going to hit the downslope and move it back towards the hole, hopefully.
Okay.
So we can see on that one there, it's come up way short. I didn't get to my tee peg.
You were just showing us how not to do it on that one,
Yes,
right?
of course, that was exactly what I was doing. I get a little bit closer to the tee peg that time, so it's just practicing getting a feel for the slope. Obviously, the more you do it, the better you're going to get at judging your distance and judging your line on sloping greens.
Shall I have a go?
Absolutely. Because you're going up the hill, first of all, you're going to have to give it a little bit more pace, but you really are trying to hit it as hard as where the tee peg is. You're not trying to hit it as hard as where the hole is.
Okay.
There's a slight downslope from the tee peg. That's a good effort, Charlotte, very good.
Not good enough though.
Oh, not bad. Now you see there, the tee peg's about right. You started on the right side of the tee peg and you can see the ball's finished to the right hand side.
Yeah.
So you can see how having that little drill, practicing it, as much as you can, you'll definitely get better at your sloping putts up and hill and downhill.
Thanks very much, Jamie. Thanks.
You're welcome, thank you.
Well, that was cracking stuff. Welcome back to the final round here at the Marhall.com Scottish Classic. And John, don't want to upset you, but I definitely heard Charlotte call someone else darling there.
Yeah, gutted. Absolutely gutted. Denied.
Wallace Booth then with his tee shot at 4. Oof, that was moving a long way from left to right, and he's probably happy that's ended up there.
Yeah, that was an almighty slice. Won't be happy with that one.
Young Darren Lloyd, South African, on 5 under. And that's super. We've seen a couple of good shots there at that par 3 fifth. Michael McGeady as well is close.
It's a beautiful shot. Well, here we go. This is what it's all about. Ooh.
Well, I think he's got lucky there, John.
I think it just popped out left, didn't it? Is it gone through one tree, then hit another, and then come straight out left?
That's one of your favourite shots, isn't it?
Oh no, I had that happen against me back over in America. He ended up coming through and winning it. Might be his day. Who knows?
Oh yeah, the frustrations are getting there now. Darren Lloyd has struck the ball beautifully all day from tee to green, but on the green, clearly a few demons there. And on that occasion, just couldn't help it, the frustration boiling over. But well, sometimes better to let it out than keep it in.
Definitely, that's what I say. Right, come on, big man. Nice lazy lag there into that one. Good fill in the hands, and there it is. Straight away, good strike, control of the ball, pin high, good course management, that one. Well done, Mr. McGeady.
Oh, Mr. Booth, look at this.
Well, there we go. That is luck of the draw. Now, if he gets a par out of this, I'll be very impressed. He's eyeing it down. Strong follow through there. A bit of the old spinach on that one. Kept it pin high. Very good.
But every chance the hole 4 is going to claim another victim.
Yeah, it's a ruthless hole. The stats on that hole is monumental.
Le Mesurier, another loose approach, another great recovery.
I tell you what, he's only just been off the greens though. He's had kind of simple chips, but still, you got to have nerves of steel and great hands, and he's shown it already on multiple occasions.
Daniel Wardrop just trying to get his mind back together. But I'm afraid this has been a quite horrible start to his final round. Started the day at 8 under, and in all sorts of bother, already dropped to 6 under. And a shake of the head confirms that it's not Daniel's day at the moment.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we've seen Booth there walking up. He wouldn't have seen that line, unfortunately, had Danny potentially give him. Lucky.
Yeah, Le Mesurier tapped in for his par. And McGeady would have been feeling pretty confident about that one. It did look quite a straight putt, actually, for the Irishman.
Well, he's got off to a lovely start. The confidence is obviously flowing.
Now, this is a big putt. I know we've still got a long way to go in this tournament, but this will help Wallace Booth just believe again.
Well,
Mighty close, but he's still going to drop a shot, I'm afraid.
yeah, take that one on the chin, my friend. That stuff happens. I tell you what, that could have been easily a double or a triple there, and to walk away with a bogey, well, the sun is shining on that man.
Will it be shining on Daniel?
He needs this.
Well done.
Yes.
Yeah, well done, Daniel Wardrop.
Like you said earlier, you know, that putt might have steadied the ship, and obviously it has. Great up and down.
Now listen to that, that's wonderful, isn't it? Bagpipes in the background. So John and me, not the only things full of wind, but it's a very, very popular wedding venue. And I think that's what we've got going on in the background. We've got a bit of a soundtrack then to our Scottish golf today.
Yeah, I feel a bit of the old Braveheart coming on, I must admit. Well, I tell you what, here's McGeady. Is he the other side of the water though, in Ireland, I should say. He's not used to this type of music.
Oh, how good has he been? How good has he been up to the greens?
I'll tell you what, he's been taking the flags right out. He's on song. Swing is in perfect rhythm. He's as one. Vision is great. And hopefully the putting can... Well, here we go. Talk about putting. This guy has missed a boatload already. Hopefully he can start holing a few. For his own sanity, I should say.
Right on cue. Right on cue.
Man, Dr. Alba, sing hallelujah.
Well played, Darren Lloyd. Not quite a smile yet, but at least he's moving in the right direction now.
Yeah.
This will do. This will do for Wardrop to repair a bit of damage.
Just hold two nice putts in a row. A third would be an absolute Barry bonus. Oh, he didn't hit it. Didn't have his baked beans this morning. Blow it into the hole.
So Wardrop makes par to stay at 6 under, so 2 good pars in a row for him. I can tell you as well that Wallace Booth, with the bagpipes going away in the background, managed to make his par as well as McGeady sets up for this birdie.
I've got a feeling Mel Gibson's going to make a...
Oh,
there he is.
I don't think he thought that was in, you know, and then last 6 inches, severe break, gets it in through the side door.
He did, that was nearly done its lap of honour and fell in.
Finally a birdie putt rather than a chip for Le Mesurier. Let's hope this is as good as he's been with chip in hand, and that is absolutely superb. That's awesome from Martin Le Mesurier, and well, he's surely got to be in the mix.
Well, he's proven his worth now, definitely. Why he's top 4 in the order of merit, showing his solidness, all-round game. Definitely got it there in abundance.
First look at last week's winner, the Welshman from the McInnes Peninsula, Stuart Manley, former European Tour player, rebuilding his career, rebuilding his game. Oh, and building a very good score on the last day.
I tell you what, just fraction, probably too much pace, kept that out. I mean, you know, sometimes it's always where the kind of pin is lying within the hole, if the ball's going to be accepted when it hits the flag. You know, if it's slightly moved, you know, to the left, you know, 3/4 of the way in the hole to the left-hand side, and you hit it, it's going to spin out on you.
Wallace Booth, will he be inspired by the bagpipes? Certainly looks so. Another dramatic shot with a dramatic backdrop.
Well, he looks very composed and happy, that man. Very solid swing as well. Well, we've seen this guy play some great shots already, but hasn't quite converted apart from the last hole. Let's see if he can do it now. Cool. He is taking the flags out. That was all over it. It's a little bit strong. You know, he's got a little downhiller now where McGeady had that nice little uphill putt just a minute ago.
Head to the 9th. A little bit further away from the bagpipes for James Skade. Moved himself to 8 under with a birdie on the 8th, so moved himself into the lead. And looking very tidy out there.
Looks like he's playing with Elliot Saltman up there. He must be well into these bagpipes.
Manley. 3 under round to move himself to 7 under for the day. I wouldn't bet against him going back to back, would you, at the moment?
Nah, that sounded a great strike out the rough there. Very hard to do. Got to come down a little bit steeper sometimes out of rough and try and get those grooves on that ball. Get it stopping.
Well, they're still going, John. I hope the bride turns up soon.
Yeah, I'm more worried about the groom. Probably still in the bar drinking a couple of whiskies, getting the bottle to say yes.
Bit of Dutch courage. And I wonder who's going to take that today. I mean, there's a few guys that look like they will make a move, but nobody's quite done it yet, and that's allowed some of the field, some of the bigger names, to come back to them.
I must admit, he's getting very bunchy.
Oh, Darren Lloyd, what a good effort.
I tell you, my heart bleeds for this man. He's hit quality shot after quality shot, and we've only seen him hold one putt. I mean, must be pulling his hair out.
You've got to keep going though. If you're playing this well and you're still not at the halfway mark, well, just imagine what you can do on the back 9.
Well, this is a trick of golf, definitely, and this is where the best in the world really shine through. They don't let things like that get in their way of the ultimate goal, which is to win the tournament or do well during the course of the year.
Now then, Skade, excellent drive at 9. 8 under, remember, for this young man. Now, as his course management worked, it needs to come back down the slope. It's almost moving.
Inching closer, but not close enough.
Manley for a share of the lead.
Oh, has he got the legs? No, he didn't have the legs, plus he didn't have the line.
That was an excruciating putt, wasn't it? Just kind of dribbled away down there, but he's still got a golden opportunity here to set a decent clubhouse score and ask the question of some of the youngsters out of there who have not been in this situation before.
Yeah, definitely. He's on for a very good round. He's been playing well. Had a few birdies already. Very steady.
And there we go again, just on the backswing of Daniel Wardrop.
Bit of rock and roll golf. I like the sound of that. I reckon we should get a golf course together and put speakers down the fairway and you can plug in what tune you want and listen to it going down the hole. Revolutionary, I reckon.
There you go, you heard it here, folks. First of all, John Morgan and his golf style. Now then, Paul Maddy, here's another man. I mean, I know we keep throwing the names into the hat, but here's another man that can win it. And with shots like that, he's got a golden chance here.
Some great golf being played. Daniel Dart's out there taking the flags out. The only person that's not taking flags out is Missouri, but he's chipping it so close and putting so well.
Skade to stay at 8 under. Came all the way back down the hill with that last putt, and that was actually a good putt to get to there, and then just couldn't finish the job off. So a frustrating drop shot there for James Skade.
Yeah, he was up and out of that putt straight away. He knew he missed that. He wasn't confident over that one. Right then.
I was just going to say, John, this is becoming order of the day, really. Birdie at 8th as you come to 9. And let's hope from Misurier's point of view that he doesn't do what we've just seen Skade do, give it straight back again.
This is playing quite a tough hole today. It really is. I mean, the pin position is a bit kooky. It's right on the front edge of the green, and it's causing a few problems.
to go to 7 under then for Wardrop, leader at the start of the day by a single shot. I do like his putting style. It is very angular, it's very upright, but gets a nice swing on it.
I tell you what, she must have walked down the aisle by now, don't you think? That tune's been going on forever.
Maddie for 8 under. They are all very worried about that putt at 12 downhill. That's another very edgy effort. Now, Le Mesurier, we saw Skade go past the flag, right to the top of the slope, and then just hoping for a bit of action to bring it back to the hole.
Well, this hole is playing over par for the tournament so far, for everyone.
That's more like it.
Well, that's great control. Great control. That's hours and hours of practice, guys, out there. For anyone that wants to get on this pro golfing tour, it's like it's got to be done.
Skade at the par 4 10th. Well, you've said it before, you do like the golfers who've got that bit of imagination, and that was imaginative.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, Simon. You took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, that is fantastic. You see the break, you've got to play for it. You have to. If there's any way it's going to go in, you got to play for it and let nature take its course.
Now McGeady at 9. I'm afraid he's had a few problems here in the rough from the tee. Got a flyer onto the path. Had to chip back out into play. And he could still save the situation, but hasn't played the hole as tidily as his partner, Le Mesurier.
Let's see if he can blanket that putt he hit on the last.
Dear mate, well, it's carbon copy.
He's gone totally role reversal there. That previous hole, he's missed it left. That one, he's missed it right. Overcompensated. I think the brain's playing a few tricks on him, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'll rephrase it. A carbon copy in reverse. You're right, John.
Sorry, Simon, yeah. 1 up.
Now, can this be the first man into double figures? Oh, well, Le Mesurier, I don't think he'll be too concerned with that. Remains on 9 under, and a very good morning's work so far from Martin Le Mesurier. And talking of Farr, another good round of golf on the final day from Oliver Farr, and along with Caldwell, he's at 6 under back in the clubhouse. McGeady dropped a shot at that last hole to go back to 6 under as well, but it's Le Mesurier with a 2-shot lead over Manley, Maddie, Lloyd and Wardrop. Stay with us, more golf action coming up after the break.
So Jamie, we've already spoken about the greens, and that of course makes the pro short game really important.
Yes, absolutely. When you have so many slopes on the green, it's very important that you find a flat spot on the green. So you can see, for example, in this shot we have here, there's a flat spot at the front of the green, there's a flat spot closer to the pin. Now your professional golfer might play a more lofted shot and get it to really grip closer to the flag.
You showed me what a pro would do.
Oh, nearly.
Good
so
shot.
we can see we flew that over the ridge, landed on a flat spot to get a little bit of control on it. Now if I landed that a yard, 2 yard shot, it would have stunned in the bank and has left myself a tricky putt. So it's not really the ideal shot for a higher handicapper to play. There's more risks involved in it.
Okay, and for someone like myself, the higher handicap, do you want to show me?
Yeah, we would
how
obviously
do?
choose a slightly different club.
Yeah.
Maybe an 8 or a 7 iron, something with a little bit less loft. The ball would go a little bit further back in your stance. Your hands would be a bit more forward, and you almost put it like a putting stroke, just back and forward with the arms. And you can see that ball getting on the green and rolling more like a putt.
Okay.
There's a lot less margin of error with this shot.
All right, we'll try it out. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Okay, Charlotte, so we'll put the ball closer to your right foot.
Okay.
And you want the feet a bit closer together, and your hands forward, and then just play it like a long putt.
A long putt.
Yeah, we just want to try and brush the grass.
Oops.
There we go, isn't that very good?
And that is to demonstrate how much the greens slope. So my shot wasn't quite as good as yours, but I see what you're saying there.
Yeah, it was a very good shot. You know, you didn't quite get the line, but you got the distance control very well. But it was certainly the easier shot to play, less margin of error.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thanks for all your tips, Jamie. Put those to
Welcome.
some good use.
Thank you.
Well done, Charlotte. Well done, Jamie. Charlotte not quite reading the script there. She was supposed to knock that one in.
Yeah, something in between the both. I think they'd have been well away there.
Martin Le Mesurier on the 10th tee. As this Marhall final day unravels. Very, very interesting golf to come, I'm sure, and coming to a part of the golf course that is incredibly difficult, John.
Definitely. I mean, this kind of holes in the middle of the golf course here showing that they're playing over par this week so far. I'm sure nothing's changed. So, yeah, it's going to be a little bit difficult. You'll be happier getting a birdie or a couple of pars in a row there.
Now, Stuart Manley has come through the turn and got to 14 with his score at 7 under, and I think that bodes very well for him. Skade, though, right in the thick of it. Birdie on 11th, though. He'll take that. Moves himself back to 7 under.
Oh, he's hit this one high. He's trying to get some spin and stop on this. Yeah, it's held. I'll be happy with that. Definitely. Took the flag on. Brave side as well.
Now a little bit of fringe to come through. And as John has always said over the last few weeks of commentary, these tend to come up short. And away we go again.
Oh, mate, you're learning. You're learning, Simon.
Now, 2 or 3 birdies to finish off with for Manley, and I think that puts him in pole position. I think that's going to be difficult to touch. There's the first of them.
Oh, and he was staring it down as well. The finger got pointed at the hole. He's in the zone. Look at that.
Week in, week out, he's performed as Stuart Manley. Finally got his win last week, and the floodgates might just open. Slightly trickier prospect for Skade, and just stays out.
I like this man's game. I'm hoping his confidence hasn't been blown a little bit over those those 2 little putts he missed back to back. Hopefully he can steady himself.
Well, Le Mesurier tapped in at 10, and with the green clear, Darren Lloyd going at the flag. I tell you what.
Oh, come on, ball! Don't do that.
That is really unlucky.
I tell you what, that was very unlucky. I tell you what, with a blind eye, you can't see there's a slope there. My God, that seemed like an optical illusion going on there.
It was weird, wasn't it? But unlucky characterises Darren Lloyd's round. Now, Wardrop knew what he was doing there, but whether it works.
I'm looking at the other caddy. He's seeing this move. There he goes. Well, look at that, guys. Now that is pure imagination. You remember that 16th hole at Augusta when Tiger chipped that baby in? There you go. It was kind of reminiscence of the same, but not as didn't have the people around the green like Tiger did, the pressure. But very, very, very good. Great imagination.
Now Le Mesurier with his tee shot at the 11th. Where's this going? Oh dear. Well, he's moved that across onto the 12th fairway. Bit more imagination for you, John, there from Le Mesurier.
He's totally yanked that straight left. I mean, I don't know if he's done that on purpose. Might be a good line in from there. Who knows? I mean, some people play this game kind of weird sometimes.
Now, Wallace Booth started the day well, rather gone off the boil. And would have dearly loved a birdie to close out his front 9. Has to settle for par, so the Scotsman from not far away from this course stays at 6 under, and they're off again.
Yeah, it's take 3, I reckon. He hasn't come down, or he did it wrong. His missus has sent him back. He's got to do it again.
We're referring to the bagpipes and the wedding in the background, but Wardrop keeping his concentration, tickles that one in.
I'll tell you what, that's an amazing up and down. Guys at home, this is what it's all about. Really is. Short game, can't emphasise it enough. Well, here we go. You can see where his first putt has ended up. He's lagged it very short.
It's cost him. Well, he had a few of those at Photo Island, Darren Lloyd, where he was in contention. And that's what he wants to do with his ball at the moment. It's a downward spiral for him.
Yeah, 3-putted from about 15 feet there. It's never easy to swallow.
Now Wallace Booth for his tee shot. I think the tape, John, is because he just strikes the ball so hard, and when you're going through rough stuff and so on, it can cause a few wrist injuries.
I tell you what, true. I agree with you, Simon. It definitely can. Definitely can. Very aggressive player, hitter. I mean, earlier on in the round, we've seen him playing out of the real thick stuff, and that's not going to help his wrist. Definitely not.
Little wobble here for Manley. The man on 8 under, just behind Le Mesurier. And asking that ball to sit, and it's not listening, Stuart. Another shout of exasperation in the background.
This is a thing with the new groove. Honestly, short side yourself, in rough, tight pin position. Very, very hard. You've got to play the Mickelson type of shot up your left nostril. Well, in Mickelson's case, up your right nostril.
Well, clearly, Le Mesurier knows what he's doing at 11.
I tell you what, he's putting fantastic.
That's another tick for his short game. Knocked that one in for a par to stay at 9 under. Wallace Booth then, birdie opportunity.
Well, this is it, back 9. There's a few chances coming on later on, but if he can capitalise on these, which he just has, that is quality. Great birdie.
So 7 under for Booth. Well, Darren Lloyd, I tell you what, if you took any of the stuff out from on the green for today's coverage and just left in the tee shots and the fairway stuff, then goodness me, he'd have looked brilliant.
Yeah, a bit of a cross between a Mesurier and this man. My God, what a round. Be on for a course record, I'm sure.
But he's got to do something, and he's those guys around him as well have got to do something to settle him down, because he's clearly very frustrated and angry at the moment. And Manley not too pleased either at leaving himself with this for birdie, but I think this is all about getting down in 2 from here.
Well, you'll have to take your medicine. You know, the second shot into that hole left a lot to be desired, and very tough to get it close out of that rough. And you'll have to take that one on the chin, hopefully bounce back with a birdie very soon.
Now Lloyd is not out of it at 6 under. Go on, there we go, finally. And that right thigh that's been getting a bit of a workout today will be delighted that that dropped. Only takes one shot, doesn't it, to make you feel better?
Definitely. Doesn't take much.
12's been asking a few questions today.
It's a bit of a funny hole, that pin position, very tight to that left-hand side bunker there. You know, definitely will play a few visual impacts to you coming into that hole.
Wardrop's found himself a plateau after his drive at 11.
Oh, that's drawing in nicely. Oh,
yeah.
Beautiful shot. That is very, very good. Pat on the back there, Danny boy.
What an intriguing final round to watch this is.
I don't know where it's going to go, to be honest, Simon. I really don't. It seems very bunched up. A lot of birdie chances coming in on the back 9. I think anything could happen.
Yeah, if Manley can get in at 10 under, then at least he's set a mark. In the foreground there, Elliot Saltman playing alongside James Skate, another winner, Elliot, on this year's tour. Right, what's Wallace Booth got for us here? Second shot into this par 4 11th.
Toughest hole on the golf course, this one. This is an incredible golf hole. Everyone's over par, but these two look like they're just taking it to the cleaners. They're like, yeah, what? You calling this tough? No way, Jose.
Beautiful golf from Wardrop and Booth at 11. The Mesurier once again. Bit of a short game masterclass today from this man. And it continues.
Yeah, he's a little disappointed there. I could tell he was a little bit, you know, the old, you know, not quite. He had a few more beans in it, and that had a chance of going in. But yeah, the way he's chipping, you wouldn't be surprised if he's going to hole one in a minute.
15 and Maddie. See Manley with a few problems here, and Maddie having to come from off of the surface, but that's beautiful. Oh, that's classic.
I was just talking about chip-ins, and there it is. Save the putting.
Well, that is a cracking shot from Maddie, and that's a big leap up the leaderboard. And Paul Maddie is in business.
Come out of nowhere. Fair play to him.
And the likes of Wardrop are going to have to make these putts to stay with him. That's the way everybody is putted down the hill here at Marhall. They are very scared of the putts going away from them.
Yeah, not easy that one. Downhill, little fiddly right to left there. Don't want it to get away from you. Very easily done sometimes. Not my words. I've done it a few myself.
Now Skade looks very uncomfortable, this putting technique, but it's working for him today.
Yeah, 2 great putts back to back, the first and the second, but it's dried up after that.
It's that distance that's been a problem, isn't it?
I think I'm giving this boy a bad vibe. I tell you what, I'm going to totally change my opinion. I reckon he's going to hold every putt coming in now. Come on, mate. You deserve a few putts. Bit of a drought on at the moment for this boy. I think a few good holes needed. A few good putts, good strokes, keep your head still. Everyone's a winner.
Now Booth coming from the right side of the hole. Can be a bit more positive with this. And he is. Well done, Wallace Booth. So moves himself from 6 to 8 under in 2 holes. Very good work from him.
Looks very happy and relaxed. Appetite for destruction, that is. Meaning that's a good thing. I think could be some good holes ahead. Hopefully.
Stuart Manley along with Martin Lemesurier, the senior man in the field. And you can see the European Tour experience with the way that Manley just constructs his rounds, and especially on the final day. Very methodical, very pragmatic about what he's doing.
You're right there, Simon. You'll see their course management, like their hitting skills, you know, pin high of the flag. That's what it's all about. You bang on that one. 1-1.
Thank you very much. Lemesurier continues to give himself chances. Nobody made it to double figures under the card yet, interestingly, but I think if someone can break through and get there, they've got a chance to win this one.
Yeah, I think the greens are stopping them from getting there. They're not bad greens, they're just very slopey. You know, catching their slopes out is it's not easy.
Dances back as if it's on a string there from Booth, and the smiles continue. Having a good laugh with his caddy today, and that's great for taking your mind off things in between shots.
Definitely. Well, as we've seen, his approach shot drifted towards the edge, so it's obviously a bit of an uphill putt to begin with, this one. You can see the change in the colour of the grass there. It's kind of uphill to begin with, and then downhill afterwards. Look at where he is there. You see it a bit shiny where he is, looking at it with the camera. And it's, yeah, a bit of a peculiar putt, that one. Not easy.
Skade. Third shot at 15. Haven't seen too many on the green in regulation at the moment at 15. Oh, that'll do. I can tell you that Stuart Manley's gone on to tap that rather tricky one that he left himself with at 16 into the hole for 8 under, so he stays where he is. And Lemesurier with a birdie chance. Go on.
Oh, I had a little jump there at the start, unfortunately, about a foot off the blade. That just little flicker up in the air, just might have taken it off a line, unfortunately.
Yeah, a lot of traffic across the greens in a pro tournament, and by day 3 that will have a little bit of a bearing. Oh, this looks tricky for Maddie.
Oh, I can't believe he's putting this one. I thought that was beckoning for a chip there. Nice little bit of green to work with on the fringe. take it over all the little nasty stuff and get it online. But he old one earlier from off the green, so I can't say much. He obviously knows something I don't.
Wallace Booth. Birdie opportunity to go to 9 under, which would put him into a joint share of the lead with Le Mesurier and Maddie. And bang on cue, this man's putter is getting hot.
Oh, hopscotch towards the hole there he was. Yeah, he's in full flow, this man. Fair play, mate. That was a good putt.
What a fantastic tournament. This is wonderful stuff, and still quite a long way to go, even for our leaders. So Maddie, Le Mesurier and Booth have a single shot lead on 9 under over Manley and Skade. And my goodness me, this is really shaping up to be a Scottish classic. More to come after the break.
Okay, well, we want to find a little bit more about you. So you've obviously been lucky enough to play all around the world. What's been your favourite course that you've played?
My favourite course, I quite like Leopard Creek in South Africa, the Dunhill. That's a great tournament, and quite like the French National in Paris. That's a great track as well. And
what's your favourite holiday destination?
Holiday destination, it'd probably have to be Dominican Republic. I've been there so many times. Yeah, me and the wife go there every January, so yeah, probably there.
And when you go on holiday, do you take your golf clubs, or are they left at home when you go with your wife?
I say I'm going to leave them, but I never do. I always take my lob wedge.
You can't exactly sneak them on though, can you?
No, I can actually. I can fit my lob wedge into my suitcase. My suitcase is big, and I actually fit. I know it's pretty sad, to be honest, but I sneak my lob wedge in, then I go down to the beach and practice my bunker play, which is so sad, I know. But
no, it's good to hear.
I love it, so yeah, that's what I do, yeah.
It's good to hear. And tell me who would be in your fantasy 4-ball?
Fantasy 4-ball, oh jeez. I think Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus, and Ian Woosnam.
Favourite golfer that you've played with?
Favourite golfer, well, I was most impressed probably with Angel Cabrera. I played with him, played the first 2 rounds with him in the Argentinian Open a few years back, and he was so impressive, yeah.
Well, we know you take your golf club on holiday with you, but aside from playing golf, what's your favourite pastime?
I've had a few dogs growing up, with, pet dogs in the family. It's got to be probably just chilling with them. I've literally just bought a dog yesterday.
Oh, what dog was that?
I bought a miniature schnauzer yesterday. So my wife picked him up yesterday in Swansea and called Griff. Yeah, so I can't wait to get home Friday night and see him and take him for some walks and just chilling out with him, I guess.
If you weren't a golfer, what would you be doing right now?
Probably a police officer, a detective or something, I was fascinated with that growing up. I was either going to be a police officer or a PE teacher, so I'd say police officer, yeah.
Before a tournament, have you got a pre-tournament routine, whether it be a special breakfast or what you do like the few hours leading up to your tee-off?
It's weird, really. If I play well, I've got to keep everything the same the next day. So this year it's been like...
Hopefully you sort of change something that you're wearing.
Yeah, the undergarments have been changed, they've washed it, and they're clean, but I don't know, I'm quite superstitious, like it's got to be kind of poached eggs. If I do well with poached eggs, it'll have to be poached eggs for the rest of the week or whatever. I won't change. So
hang on, if you've been on a winning run, you could be stuck with the same breakfast.
Yeah,
each
my
time.
cholesterol is just gone through the roof with the eggs at the moment.
So, is that what you're having at the moment?
I am
poached.
It's got to be poached eggs and toast. Yeah.
Always brown bread.
Always brown bread, of course. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Enjoy your breakfast.
Thanks.
Well done, Charlotte. My goodness me, he's not an easy man to get any information out of in tournament mode, is Stuart Manley, but that's great to know a little bit more about the big man.
Brilliant. She asked some great questions, great banter between them both there. Knocked off one another, brilliant.
Here we go then. A new dog, poached eggs for breakfast, and Stuart Manley at 17 in a very good position in this tournament. Oh, and he got a kick there that he'll probably be thankful for.
Definitely. 1 foot short, and that's back in the bunker. Instead, he's got a 20-footer for birdie.
Lloyd's second shot, if he can just get things sorted on the green, he's got 4 holes to do some damage.
Such a good swing. I like his swing a lot. I mean, that's I'm not surprised he's leaving himself chance after chance. I mean, we're going to see a lot of this guy because, my God, I mean, he could be 6 under for his round already. Easy, let bat an eyelid.
Martin Le Mesurier has taken the tour today. He's gone to some very original places on this course, and considering the lie that he had and how tangly that rough was, he's done well to get it back into play.
Yeah, I don't think his swing's been the best like it normally is. You know, he's missed a lot of greens. He's had to rely on his chipping, but yeah.
Needs this, Manley. Oh, unlucky. I do think that somebody's going to get to double figures today, especially in these conditions.
Yeah, definitely. Come on then, Lloydie. Put this ball in that hole. I tell you what, that was actually a good stroke. I think he hit that exactly where he wanted. Thought there was some break and nothing. You know, he would probably be the first to tell you the few putts that he's had out there were probably bad strokes, but that one, he didn't slap his thigh that hard that time. So I think he knows that was just an unfortunate misread.
Tee shot for Maddie then at 17. Par 3, and Maddie on 9 under. Beautiful eagle chip in to put himself in this position, and he needs to probably find another shot on these closing 2 holes.
Definitely, he's going to have to take it on, be a little bit aggressive if he wants the championship. Oh, quality! What a great shot there. Well done, Stuart. Very solid, my friend. Nice and composed, ready to hold that bad boy, hopefully.
Outside chance then for Maddie. Struck it cleanly enough, but just never had the legs. Yeah, a few putts have meandered today. That's made the players very tentative, and we've seen a lot of putts missed short. Now Le Mesurier with another chance to move to double figures under the card.
Whoa, ball. Rush of blood there. That's not a normal Martin kind of putt, that one. Very good touch around the greens. I remember playing with him a couple of weeks ago and he was flawless on the greens. Fantastic touch. That's not like him, but come on.
Oh, would you believe it? He's been hanging on by his fingernails for 14 holes, saving absolutely everything, and he goes and bogeys at 15.
I didn't see that happening, Simon. Not remotely. I'd tell you what, I'd have probably had him down to hold that one, the momentum, the way it was going.
So Maddie to tidy up and stay on what is a very good score. That'll do for poor Maddie.
Yeah, he's very happy with himself there. Little fist pump. He knows a birdie, you know, or two coming in now will be, you know, a must.
Well, he's up for that. Now Manley, this is important for him. In it goes for 9 under. Not sure that's good enough to win it, but that will certainly put him in the mix.
Well, he couldn't do any more. I mean, that is a fantastic round of golf he's had today. It really is.
So 5 birdies in the end for Manley.
Yeah, bogey-free round. My God, that is exactly what everyone wants.
I'm very surprised to see this man fade out of the picture, Daniel Wardrop.
Yeah, I don't understand it really. I mean, I know it was his birthday. Maybe he had, I mean, a bowl of chips he shouldn't, or a big dessert. Someone brought in a cake with a couple of candles and got carried away and ate the lot. I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know where he's hiding it if he did eat it.
Yeah, I know. Slim Jim.
James Skade at 16, 8 under, still in the hunt. Like I said, there's a whole load of names out there that will fancy something.
Well, I was thinking that was going to do a Stuart Manley there and catch that slope and drift off towards the edge of the green, but it just held up.
I wonder what Darren Lloyd will think when he watches this coverage back, if he can bear to watch it back, that is.
Well, I think he'll first look at his bruise on his leg, where he's been whacking himself. But I think, yeah, you think he'll do the other leg after that, after watching himself on this.
Maddie with a genuine opportunity to get to 10 under, and that would be the clubhouse lead. At the moment, Manley's in the clubhouse on 9 under. And another beautiful golf shot.
Some great strikes coming in. That backspin is all about the strike, guys. For you at home, you get that ball strike, you're able to control that ball as much as you like.
Well, I suppose the man with the hot putter, and an indication there with that stroke that he's feeling very confident on the greens. I can't remember him coming up short today, actually. I think Booth has given it a go at every hole.
He definitely has. Been very thorough, very aggressive. Stroke-wise, well, he's absolutely playing fantastic golf. Could do with a few more, though, coming in, I'm sure. Right, don't be too heavy-handed with this one. It likes to run away from you. Ooh, a bit tentative there.
Yeah, par it is for Skade. He stays on 8 under. I think he'll be pleased with today's result if he can just hang on to that. Or drop to join him on 8 under if he can knock this one in.
Look at this putting stroke now. Short back, thorough going through. Very different separated grip there as well. You know, he's obviously worked hard on it. Found a little glitch in something and worked hard on it. Got it through. Now this, you've got to be so steep on this now. As steep as you can, back foot, really trap it. Don't get much grass in between the club and the ball. Well, there we go. Martin's got Popeye arms, and he needed that as well to get it out.
It's like one of those coaching sections that you see in one of the magazines where it says, now, if you get here, this is what you have to do. Unbelievable round of golf from Le Mesurier.
It is. It really is.
Harris, another man that has just dropped away from the reckoning. That'll do nicely.
Well, what we'll see is Martin there just played a very clever shot, actually. He's played out to that left-hand side. There was that bunker in front of the green, and he thought, well, I can't carry it because he's coming out of thick rough. And he played out left. Perfect place to leave it.
Maddie for birdie in the lead. Didn't hit it, and he knows it. That was a nervy partner. You saw how pumped up he was at the last hole. And I just wonder whether he's over-revving there and had to rein it back in, but still a great round from Maddie and another clean scorecard.
Yeah, that's fantastic round of golf. Very, very good round of golf. It's you'd be very happy with that. Everyone's happy with a bogey-free round. I mean, people dream of that stuff.
Well, 9 under, joint lead with Stuart Manley back in the clubhouse. Poor Maddie. And you know what? Darren Lloyd can join them with this eagle putt. Oh, well, we're on the edge of our seats here with Darren Lloyd every time he's got the putter in his hand, trying to will it on. And I bet he'd like to be on one of those Clyde cruisers right now, just taking him away from all this greens madness.
Yeah, definitely. I think this man will be going in for a nice little drink after his round of golf. If he doesn't hold a couple of putts coming in.
Well, Lloyd moves to 8 under, which is where Le Mesurier is at the moment. He's going to try another one of those Houdini acts for us.
See, this was a clever play. It really was. Now, see where that bunker was? He's coming out of that rough, knowing he can't carry that far because it's a horrible lie. And he's playing out to that left-hand side. That is fantastic course management right there. I hope you guys at home are seeing that, knowing that you've got to know your obstacles, know your limits, and play to them.
Skade splashing it out of that 17th bunker. Got plenty of room to work with, but he's done that well. And I think he's just looking to hang on at the moment, Skade. I can tell you that he went on to tap that in for par, which is exactly what Le Mesurier wants here. Oh yes, and how important will that save be with 2 holes to play? Another miraculous escape from Le Mesurier. And along with Wardrop, Lloyd and Skade, it certainly keeps him in the hunt at 8 under. We've got 2 in the clubhouse, Manley and Maddie at 9 under. Wallace Booth still out on the course. It looks like a playoff at the moment, unless somebody can make a break in the closing stages. Find out if they can after the break. Welcome back to the closing stages of the Marhall.com Scottish Classic, event number 11 on this year's 888 Poker PGA EuroPro Tour season. Beautiful, balmy summer's day, and the players have certainly delivered some exciting action in this final round of golf. At the moment, 9 under is the leading score. We've got 2 men in the clubhouse on that score, Manley and Maddie. Can anyone join them? Or can anyone get past them? Certainly Wallace Booth on 9 under, with a couple of holes still to play, at least, is looking good. Now Lloyd at 16, right on the edge of this bunker. This isn't easy.
Oh, his back foot just slipped on him there. Yeah, fatted. Definitely just slipped on him. Oh, he's left himself a horrendous shot there. Gonna have to get that one up very high and stop quick.
That might be the end of it, I'm afraid, for Lloyd.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Simon.
Le Mesurier at 17. Le Houdini will be calling him after today. He's really put on the display with the short game to savour, and it's kept him in contention, and that, well, in the context of this tournament, that's priceless.
Yeah, that's a great golf shot. We haven't seen many of those from Mesurier today.
Now Wallace Booth playing alongside Daniel Wardrop at 15. They've got enough holes left to do something in this tournament.
Well, this is the easiest hole on the golf course this week. Really playing, everyone's birdieing it, and unfortunately, like we seen earlier, Mesurier actually bogeyed it, which is giving like 2 shots back to the field, unfortunately, but everyone's capitalising on this easy hole.
Always good when you can see the pin in the foreground, gives you some context to the shot. And that was obvious right from the off that that one was leaking away to the left.
Yeah, just pulled that over. Right shoulder came over, just dragged it a little bit.
Right, time for a bit of Le Mesurier from Lloyd. Get in. Toughest putt he's had all day, he knocks it in.
Yeah, well, that was well overdue. I feel sorry for this man. He's played a great round of golf, just on the greens, just doesn't know where the hole was today, unfortunately.
I'll tell you what, 17 and 18 to go. We don't have to feel too sorry for him just yet at 8 under. He might get there, you know.
No, I suppose you're right there, Simon. Just craggy. I mean, the guy could have walked away with it the way he's been playing the game.
Well, Wardrop's big chance, but he'll tap this in for a birdie. So Wardrop moves to 9 under. He joins Booth, Manley and Maddie on that score. And at the moment, I'd have to say playoff looking favourite. But never say never in this game. This to move to double figures under the card for Booth.
This will be the first time we've seen double figures as well. So, and I think you'll get it. Yeah.
He's looked very confident all day, but unlike Conqueror Wood, he's looked very relaxed all day, and I think that's a massive thing. But do you know what? He's just put that expression back on his face, that dour expression of I'm in with a shout here.
Yeah, the old wipe of the forehead, patting himself down, ready for the last hole. Couple of holes, I should say.
Oh my goodness me.
Oh, well, as we've seen at Olympics, they've been doing their lap of honour when they've won the gold medal, but that was a lap of honour for, well, nothing, unfortunately, for this man.
No podium at the moment for Le Mesurier then. He remains on 8 under. That would have taken him to 9. But they're all chasing now. They're all chasing Booth on 10 under. Skade to finish his round off. And after a round that started so promisingly with the putter, I'm afraid that's what's cost him in the end, John.
Yeah, it has. He's had the same as the South African, just putting has let him down. I mean, the first 2 holes hold 2 crackers, and then after that, I mean, couldn't do it, unfortunately.
Good aggressive round of golf, though, that hasn't quite had the rewards for Skade.
Yeah, fantastic round. He's very aggressive off the tee, you can tell, and shots into the green. You know, lots of birdies, lots of bogeys. Man after me own heart.
Now then, Lloyd can still pull this out of the fire. I'll tell you what, you've got to hand it to this young man.
It's relentless.
He's got some heart, hasn't he?
Oh, it's relentless. Absolutely played fantastic golf. Give yourself a big pat on the back, my friend, no matter what happens.
Wardrop at 16 on 9 under. Very much in the title hunt after being the leader by a single shot at the start of today. He too has recovered well from some pretty poor stuff on the front nine.
Yeah, definitely. Well, follow that one, Mr. Booth, and you'll be in good shape.
Here's the man they're all chasing. He led by a shot at Conqueror Wood coming down the closing stretch and couldn't quite close the deal there. He's in the same position again here at Marhall, and that is confidence personified.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Third hardest golf hole on the course this week, this one. And it looks like it's all about the drive, and these guys have got it on the dance floor.
Last chance saloon then for Le Mesurier. Had to play this 18th in regulation. Sounded nice.
God, that sounded crisp. Well, if he knocks that in or doesn't, I think he's going to be looking back at 15 and thinking, I should have made birdie there. Missed his chance.
Well, that's a cultured swing, isn't it, from Wardrop?
Tell you what, that was a bit of a little Montgomery finish there. He might give me a bunch of fives for saying that, but a little bit of the old finishy Monty style there.
So Wallace going into this quite strangely shaped green at 16. That's not an easy pin to get at, I can tell you, and that's a super shot. We've already seen Maddie and Lloyd knock it in from there.
Yeah, he's got the old, I know I'm copying a few swings, but he's got the old Zach Johnson finish there as well. And that was a superb shot into that hole.
Oh,
Well,
Darren Lloyd. Well, what can we say?
Well, my heart bleeds for this man. I tell you, he's had one of those days that you need to forget. You know, take the positives, which is just swinging it absolutely fantastic. Can't fault the swing, mentality into the holes, dominating the holes, but my goodness, just not his day. Get some ice on that thigh.
A job in pantomime at this rate. Now then, Wardrop. This is just a horrible putt. And he's done well to get it to there. It's a slightly more straightforward demand for Wallace Booth.
The thing is, you're putting across the line of the fringe there, and he's actually got to go across a lot. He's going to take that, you know, the edge of that fringe and really kick it to the right. I'm just wondering why we haven't seen many people chip from there. We've seen a few shots now, and they've all putted it from there. Just wondering what I can't see.
Let's see what club Booth has in hand, and there we go, putter again. Our leader with a chance to go to 11 under. Oh, so unlucky.
I thought you had another one.
So couldn't follow Maddie and Lloyd's example, but he wasn't far off.
My goodness, he's had a great back nine so far. He really has.
The Mesurier then to finish a very entertaining round. This to join the 9 unders. A couple of the old lags already back in the clubhouse, and I'm afraid he won't be joining them, but that does not detract from what has been a superbly enjoyable round of golf.
Definitely. I mean, that's been entertainment. Bringing back the likes of Seve, that was. Just missing greens, but getting up and down, left, right and centre. Yeah, you'll be reflecting back to the 15th, where it was a bogey, and it must have felt like a double bogey because everyone's birdieing that one.
Wardrop. Can he put a bit of pressure on Wallace Booth here? He's got a chance to directly influence this tournament, but this one looks to be going like a banana.
Yeah, that was hooker's hell right there. You would have needed that one at 13 or Augusta. Get round the corner. He didn't need it on that shot. No, he's. I tell you what, he seemed to have played not his best, but he's right there. You know what I mean? I mean, Wardrop hasn't shown that he's hit a lot of great shots, but he's just been plodding away. Got pressure on this man. It's good that they're one-on-one right now as well. It's going to be a good finish.
Well, there we go. Pressure not applied from Wardrop, and Booth has come up with the shot of the day under pressure.
Yeah, that was quality. Shows his mental strength there. Very good.
Now, come on, Darren Lloyd. Up and down. And a nice finish. There's no telling what Booth's going to do.
I tell you what, I'm not surprised if this is inside 10 feet. I really am not. I mean, it was
for a second.
It was for a bit. But the strike was very good. Stroke wide, there was backspin on it. But, yeah, not to be his week, unfortunately.
Well, the scenery at this course, absolutely superb, and it's provided the backdrop to a really cracking tournament.
Well, you could see that. He's looking down at the ground there. I mean, that hopped about a foot in the air there. Lost so much pace. Never going to get to the hole. Yeah, be gutted with that one. He might have thought he might have to chip that one, maybe. Like we've seen earlier with Charlotte playing those little chip and runs. Might have been the ideal way to do it.
I don't know if you heard Wallace Booth just chuntering away in the background there. He's still in fine spirits and he's straight into this putt. Oh.
I tell you what, he's hit back-to-back good putts. I mean, they're 2 pars, but those were very, very good putts.
And next up, Daniel Wardrop. And it's massive for Wardrop. I really don't think he can do anything about it if he doesn't knock this one in. He can't afford to drop anything here.
Yeah, has to put the pressure on.
Yeah, well done. Well done, young man. And Wardrop will go to the 18th tee with a slight opportunity.
Yep. Right then, Mr. Lloyd, put this one on and put this baby in the hole. You deserve it, and it's not there. I tell you what, well, it's only a matter of time for this man. As we've seen, he has absolutely taken this course to the cleaners from tee to green, but on the green just hasn't had it. I mean, bright future for this boy, that's for sure.
Yeah, don't think we've seen that many chances spurned in a round of golf on the EuroPro Tour this season, so Lloyd can count himself unlucky. Now then, Wardrop, 9 under, get it in play, ask Wallace Booth a few questions and see if he can come away with either a playoff opportunity or even the title. You never know. Not sure with this one though.
Tree bound. Ooh, well, he's got hope for a nice lie there. He's coming in from an awkward angle.
The champion-elect. At the moment, it's Booth's title to lose. Oh, he's absolutely cracked that one at the left-hand bunker.
That was a great ball flight on that. Great camera shot right there. I mean, he's played safe. He's played down to the left-hand side. I mean, Danny is coming in from the right-hand side, and I tell you what, I really do think he's going to have a bit of a tough shot from over there.
Harris then for birdie. And it goes. Front 9, not so good, but a really good effort on the back 9.
Great last 6 holes. 3 birdies, 3 pars. Really got a couple of bob extra coming in on those last 6.
Booth then. Got to be careful with this lie.
Yeah, he's played that high. Great, strong follow through that.
Oh, yes. Oh, wow. Oh, well played, Wallace Booth. Well, I think this is going to be his day, you know.
Yeah, I mean, this shot now where Danny is, well, the green is down and away from the greens at the front. He's coming out of rough. He's coming up from quite a height, actually. Yeah, it's going to be hard to stop this one. I think we'll see this one run. Yeah, not surprised.
Not a bad effort though, and a good gallery moving along with this final group.
Yeah, it was a good shot there by Danny. Definitely a good shot. Just unfortunately left himself with quite a lot to do from over there, but you can't do anything when you got Booth boy absolutely ripping the flags out, putting it 6 feet just under the cup. Hard to compete.
So Manley and Maddie back in the clubhouse on 9 under. Wardrop with a chance to surpass them. Can't do it, so we'll have to knock that one in to stay with them, and well, a little bit of fatigue just setting in on that last putt.
Yeah, you can be very unhappy with that one. Wasn't a good effort there, Danny boy. You're better than that, buddy.
And waiting to see if it's going to be a Scottish winner up here on home soil.
He needs a bit of that ladies' coffee, I reckon, for that last putt.
This is it. This is for Wallace Booth's first big professional win. And it goes, and he's handled himself incredibly well in this final round. Put all memories of losing out at Conqueror Wood to the back of his mind, and he's surged on in that back nine.
Mate, that is an absolute display and a half. Great round of golf from that man.
Yeah, well done.
Well done, Danny boy. I tell you what, that is a great round by Mr. Booth there. Only one drop shot, came on the 4th hole, and then absolutely flawless back nine. 5 birdies in 9 holes.
And the celebrations can start. Wallace Booth is the Marhall.com Scottish Classic champion. His first big win, and 2 shots clear of some serious names there. He did well to hold off Manley, Maddie and Wardrop. What a cracking tournament, and what a great finish from Booth. Well, let's see what difference that's made to the order of merit. Stuart Manley still reigns supreme, but Wallace Booth has rocketed himself into that all-important top 5. Good finish for Le Mesurier keeps him in the hunt, and Saltman and Reed maintain their position. Right then, after a cracking day's golf, let's hear from the winner.
Well, it was a slow start. I didn't get off to a great start. I bogeyed 4, but that's definitely the toughest hole in the course. Didn't really get the ball close enough to make birdies in the front 9, but I did knock it in close at 9. Missed the putt, but seemed to settle me down, and I had a great tee shot on 10, which just felt like slow motion, and from then on in, it was I didn't miss a shot. I hit everything really solid. As a pro, it's obviously my kind of first official like on a tour win. I did win the first stage of qualifying school a couple of years ago, but it's definitely the best result for me as a professional. Especially the last 2 years I've pretty much not played because of injury. So it's nice to come back and get a win in my first season back. The last 3 weeks I've missed the cuts, 2 on the EuroPro, 1 on the Challenge Tour, and basically not really my golf being any different, just me trying way too hard and getting in my own way and not allowing myself to play golf like I know I can. And this week I just try to relax and smile and let it happen. And if 65 or 75, I'm going to have the same reaction, and just try to go in that kind of motto, and obviously it worked.
Congratulations to Wallace Booth, and my thanks to John Morgan. Next week the EuroPro Tour heads off to an old favourite, Wychwood Park. We'll see you then.